I don't know what to say. Do you know what to say?
Losing Cooper DeJean was a big loss.
But I don't think it's the reason they're down 17-0.
No.
2 fumbles are a big reason they're down 17-0. And I said this earlier on the week on our morning show on our sister station, KXNO. Trey Palmer has the ability to pull a Wan'Dale Robinson, man.
He's a problem. Dude, this game's over. I mean, you show me a Hawkeye fan that has faith that this team can come back from this deficit.
You can't.
Dude, we were going to go to the Big Ten title game. You were going to be live in Indy next weekend.
72 yards of total offense for Iowa, 242 yards for Nebraska.
Wait, did you say 72 yards of offense?
Let me go back and check. Yeah, 72 yards, 240 for Nebraska.
Trav, this offensively and defensively. I mean, I thought that the offense would be able to run the football. Can't do that. How's the backup quarterback not able to take a freaking snap? How's that possible? That you've got a dude that you've been sitting around in practice with the worst offense in the country, and you haven't been getting your backup quarterback ready? And if your backup quarterback's been that bad for 12 weeks and you knew he wasn't ready and you thought he sucked that bad, you haven't got somebody ready? You haven't been out in the transfer portal hitting it hard? You haven't been out recruiting to get one of the top young arms in the country to come here? Like, dude, this is offensively and defensively. Because defensively, we're getting our butts kicked in also. I want to cuss.
And don't get me wrong. If you're a top 10 defense in the country, you shouldn't be getting your butt kicked like this, should you?
Not at all. Not at all. Not by this offense. I mean, I'm not trying to bag on Nebraska. They're not a good football team. Well, who said I was pulling my hair out? They're right. I'm pulling my hair out.
Dane's saying the exact same thing you are. And Dane, tell Laura hello. At this point, yes, it would take a miracle. Despite how badly Petrus has played all season, they somehow don't have Padilla prepared to run the offense.
That was creepy that you told that guy to tell his wife hello.
Well, no, it's actually my sister-in-law.
Oh, okay. Then not so creepy. But that just seemed weird to me. Like, hey, Dane, tell him to say this.
And here it goes, Ross. You called this. As ugly as the first half I've seen also shows how bad our backups are.
Okay,
Is it? Does it?
Yeah, we're going to get a bunch of it today, dude. We're going to get a bunch of it. The fire Brian, fire Kirk stuff is going to be hot and heavy. We never should have wanted Spencer Petrus to get hurt, which nobody wanted Spencer Petrus to get hurt. We'll hear that tonight. We're going to hear somebody say that block on Cooper DeJean was a dirty play by Nebraska. It wasn't. It was a block.
Clean hit.
It caught him in the wrong spot and it knocked him out. Travis, I've zero to little faith. Little to zero. You know what? I'll say it. I have zero faith that the Hawkeyes can come back and win this football game. Defense and special teams will have to score 2 touchdowns to win this football game tonight.
Yeah, and I don't know. This offense is not built to come back from 17 down. What was the stat earlier? The biggest deficit they've come back to win is 3 points.
Yeah, and they're not 17. Kyle's right. Try something. Try Labus. That'd be great. Try it. You know why? Because it can't be any worse. And He's already been on campus for a year and a half. You know, Tua went in at halftime of the national championship in his freshman year. So, like, this whole idea of, like, well, they can't figure out this complex offense, Trav. We can't just put some kid under center who doesn't know how to hand the ball off. That's what we got. How's that possible that a guy that's been on campus as long as Alex Padilla is in this position? I blame the Ferentz. I blame Kirk and Brian for this. How in the hell is that possible that you don't have this kid more ready than this?
Two turnovers, which have been huge. You can't turn the football over. You just can't. Listen, Nebraska is not a good football team.
No.
And I get they've had a lot of one-score losses. I understand that. But they're not a good football team.
You know, Travis,
and Iowa's making Nebraska look better than Nebraska's looked maybe since the last time Nebraska beat Iowa, which is 2014.
You do give me one little piece of hope there, okay? And that is that this has – the Hawkeyes have always found ways to win games. Nebraska has always found ways to lose games. Maybe that happens here in the second half.
Do you trust this Iowa offense?
No. Dude, I didn't trust the Iowa offense. I mean, it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. Doesn't matter if Spencer Petras is in there. He was 1 for 6. Okay? He wasn't exactly going to go Joe Montana on us today. No, it wouldn't matter. Even if they put Joey Labus in, I'm not going to go, oh, here we go. Where's Keegan Johnson?
I thought he was going to play today. I was told he would get some snaps. But maybe not.
Anyway.
It's 17-0. The Jethro's barbecue sound. I'm glad I got half a rack of ribs in me. I'm glad I got some burnt ends in me. Glad I got some apple pie and some ice cream in me, because that's been the best part of my day so far.
That apple, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
I watched my daughter dance at the Festival of Trees and Lights. That was the highlight of my day.
Maybe the Hawks thought the game was tomorrow.
I saw one guy on there was mad at me about something. Like, what did I say?
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Make no mistake, folks, there is nothing good about the human soul. Just blackness.
Nice Brockmeyer reference. This shows how valuable Cooper is, too. I don't know if they would be winning with Cooper DeJean. Would it be 10-0 maybe? I don't know if it's that big of a difference with Cooper DeJean in the football game.
I'm with them. I think it is, and I do think that having him out of the game has shown that vulnerability out there with maybe some of that depth, because talented kid. And again, I don't know that he would have necessarily pulled that pick in. They might not have thrown the ball if he did to that spot had he been there. I do think that the defense would probably be performing a little bit better if it was at full strength. That's an easy one.
Michael says defense is going to have to win this game. Do they have another one in them? I don't know where they come up with 17 points. Nebraska gets the football to start the second half. Iowa's going to need to force a turnover like early, right?
Onside
or at least
kick. We're going to start the second half with an onside kick, Travis.
I mean, if you're Mickey Joseph, do you start trying to play the Kirk Ferentz game and say, okay, you got a 17-point lead. Now we're just going to play the field position game. I don't know if that's something you do.
Yeah, you absolutely. You're winning this game. You want this clock to go real fast. Dude, I wonder if I have a blood clot.
Joe says, I never realized Trey Palmer plays bigger than 6'1". Don't be discouraged by when he beats coverage, Hawkeye fans. He has a job on Sundays. There's no doubt about that. People might be wondering where Trey Palmer came from. He played at LSU a year ago. He followed Mickey Joseph up from LSU to play for him at Nebraska. So it's frustrating. Iowa down 17-0. Will it take a miracle? I don't know if you believe in miracles, but it's going to take something really, really big to turn this around, because the Iowa offense is just not built to come back from 17 points down. It's going to need a special teams play. It's going to need a defensive – now they need to score, Ross.
Oh,
the defense needs to score.
Yeah. I told you when they were down 10-0, Hawks are in big trouble. Down 17-0. I'm not joking. Defense and special teams need to score twice.
Brian says 0% chance of a win unless Nebraska is stupid enough to throw it as much in the second half and their quarterback loses it with picks. RD is the only chance for us.
Yeah, dude, I got a blood clot. I got a bruise in the bottom of my toe.
He's doing a self-evaluation. He's on webmd.com. Now saying that you want to show our listening audience or viewing audience?
No, it looks gross.
Okay.
My wife told me because I told her my foot was hurting, and she's like, "Hey, you might have a blood clot." And I'm like, "No, I don't have a blood clot. I think that my New Balance are just out of whack, and I'm not getting very good arch support or something."
Maybe you should call the Good Feet store.
And then I just looked at my my foot, and I think I have a blood clot.
Well, hold on. Somebody may have an answer for you.
Gout.
All right, everybody. We're going to be
like a guy who battles gout now and again.
I've never had the gout.
Okay.
Never had the gout.
I'm
not on my feet.
I know a lot of guys that have had the gout, and it's not necessarily a big guy thing.
Hold on. Here's one. Scott says, "I'd rather look at your toe than this game." Oh, hold on. Here we go. Foot and mouth disease.
No, it's not. It's not. Oh, Helix. It's not foot and mouth disease because my mouth's fine.
Brian says you might have the shingles.
I don't have shingles. I mean, I don't know, but I don't think I do.
Maybe it's watching the Hawkeye pain.
Yes, that's what it is, Jason. That's what it is.
See, our listeners always pick us up at our lowest moments, right? That's what
Love
they do.
Guys. That's awesome.
We are going to be back after the game to give you our post game thoughts. Hopefully, I'll get some light illuminated on me by then. It's going to be no matter what happens here, you can count on maybe one of the best Jethro's Barbecue Sound-Off shows of the year.
Oh yeah, I guarantee that. I said that when we were doing the first quarter. We're going to have a dynamic show.
Yes.
Tonight's going to be one of those shows when we sign off at 11, we'll have 2 hours of material left.
So here's the deal. We're scheduled to start at 8 o'clock. We're on the air till 11 o'clock on News Radio 1040 WHO. If you can't get News Radio 1040 WHO, go to the iHeartRadio app, download the WHO app, or the iHeartRadio app, look for WHO Radio. We will go on. You'll get some different programming on there if you're out of state. Right when we go on the air, the app will hit and you'll be able to hear us. And I'm telling you, it is going to be an amazing show. Promise you that. So we'll talk to you after the game. Let's give a go Hawks, but man.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.